Now it's a complete honor. We'd like to welcome up on stage Pastor Helen. Let's give her a warm C3KL welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for the warm welcome. Definitely, I feel very at home here. I enjoy the worship, fantastic spirit here. Thank you, worship leader and the team. I really, had a great time worshiping together with you all. And wow, what a welcome from your pastors. I'm sure you love your pastors. They're great people, and I thank them. Thank them for inviting me and giving me this opportunity to be here. And for those who are celebrating Chinese New Year, it's great to see you all here this morning. Happy New Year to all of you. Okay. All right. This morning, is it okay? Can you please help me to just make it higher a bit? This thing, just slightly higher. Yeah. Okay. That'll be fine. Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay. Still can see my face, right? Okay. All right. I like your theme. It says, changing our world one life at a time. Our theme this year's our theme is love, show, tell. That's the theme. And it's more or less connected, right? How can we really change the world unless we show it in our life? Right? Unless we start a change in our life and we show that it can happen. It can happen to anyone. We are a walking testimony. Yeah. What's your name, sister? Nisha. Oh, thank you for the encouragement and the exuberant spirit. All right? Reminds me when I was a worship leader myself too. Yeah, younger days. So, my title today is Changing the World with Love. All right, you can say Changing Our World with Love. The text is taken from 1 John chapter 3, verse 18. My children, we should love people not only with words and talk, but by our actions and true caring. Love is the first and second greatest commandment. All right? It's the first and second greatest commandment. Because what's the first commandment? Love God. That's right. Found in Matthew 22:37. I think it's the next slide. I have it there, I think. Not too sure. Is it there? Oh, yeah. Okay, never mind. Anyway, you can find it in Matthew 22:37 to 39 if you are taking notes. Love God with all your heart, all your mind. Oh, yeah, it's in this picture. That's right. Love your God. Okay. Is it? I think a bit, do you need to less lights up on the stage or what? Is it? So that you can see clearer. Will they make it very dim then? I'm not too sure. Maybe just, okay. Is it okay? Fine, All right, then you can see even clearer. Love God with all your heart, your soul, your mind, and and the second is love your neighbor as yourself. Okay, so love is an action. Recently, everybody just celebrated Valentine's Day, right? Just last week only, right? Last week, that's right, last Saturday. So, I have 4 points here this morning. I truly believe, that you follow these 4 points, it will be the best Valentine's gift for your loved ones. I really, truly believe so. All right, just 4 points. Number 1, treat others the way you want them to be treated. Okay, can we have the next slide? I think there's another slide there, just the next following one that I like to. Yeah, okay. let our life preach louder than our words. And the next one, I like this. You see, it's the word come alive. The word can only come alive when you act it out. That's what I mean just now. Okay? So number one, treat others the way you want to be treated. This is the golden rule. Matthew 7:12. So the first point for giving a good Valentine gift to someone is this one. Treat others, treat the loved one the way you want to be treated. In everything, it says there, right? Treat others as you would want them to treat you, for this fulfills the law and the prophets. Wow, just now we talked about love. It's the first and greatest commandment. First and second greatest, right? Now I'm giving you this another rule that it says it fulfills all the law and the prophets if you just follow this. Very simple, right? Treat others the way you want to be treated. You don't have to do even other things. Just this will do. You fulfill the law and the prophets. Confucius' rule. What does Confucius say? Don't do unto others what you don't want others to do unto you. Now, it's a very good rule. Not bad, but I like the Bible one better. Because the Confucius rule is this: you don't kacau me, I don't kacau you. Right? Don't touch me, I don't touch you. Okay? That's it. I don't have to love you. You don't, oh yes. You don't hate me, I don't hate you. That's it. It's on the passive side. But I like the Christian one. The Christian one is an active one. You know? You don't love me, I love you. I love you first. So that should be the way. We start loving first. And it's very biblical. The Bible says that we love because He first loved us. Jesus is the perfect example, right? So what kind of a church do you want? You want to change your world. You want to change the community around here, one life at a time. What do you want to present when people come into your church? Nisha, yes? Matthias? Love? Okay, a loving church. What else?
A happy church.
Happy church. Yeah, joy. And then our sister here? Helpful. Wow, good word. Powerful. Yes, the powerful sharer just now. Practical. In what? Down to earth. Okay, very good points. What about someone over this side? Abigail? Honest. Yes, honest. That's right. I'm sure there's a lot of other points that you can think of. But let's start off with all these first that you have brought out. If you start off with just being a loving church, an honest church, a helpful church, I believe you'll definitely be changing lives. Amen. That's for sure. Because your life is being changed first, right? So as I was reading up some surveys, what kind of a friend do you want, or what kind of people that you like to have in your life? One of the top characteristics was, they say, genuine interest. That means I want to step into a church that has genuine interest in me, in my life. Will you agree that you want your pastors to have genuine interest? You want your brothers and sisters to have genuine interest in you, right? And if you want that, that's what other people want too. They want someone, don't have to wait for people. Go. We show the way. All right? So, I believe that this church is a friendly church. I can see that you are people, you see, wow, you are going to shake everybody's hand. In our church, we can say about, shake about 5 persons' life. It's quite good already, because it's from one end to the other end, a bit exhausting for the people. But wow, great. You're doing fine. I just want you to continue to do fine. And like Nisha say, go one step, one higher, right? Rise, go one level higher. So if you have been friendly, be more friendly. If you find it hard to do, step out by faith, which is one of my points afterwards. Don't say, I'm the shy kind one. Can you imagine when the Father asked Jesus to come down, to die on the cross for us, and Jesus say, I'm the shy kind one. Hang on the cross, strip bare, and you just wear a loincloth? You cannot lah. Can you imagine? The kind of shame he says, oh no. And of course, that one is actually secondary. It's the pain, the suffering that Jesus went through. So what is so much of just stepping out of your shyness after what Jesus have done for us? Nothing much, right? Just step out of our shyness, step out of our own shell, and just reach out to somebody. Reach out to one life at least. One life at a time. That's what your church requires. Not many, just one. Look around you and think of someone. Zero someone that you would really want to reach out to this year. Maybe for 1 month, this person. For the second month, another person. All right? Let's reach out. Because you never know when you reach out that one person and that one person's life is changed and transformed by your love, this person can touch many lives too. Many, many lives. Give time. If you have genuine interest in someone, you need to give time. I know time is a very expensive commodity, especially in KL. Not like Ipoh. I used to live in Ipoh 20 over years, ministering there. In Ipoh, my ladies, they will call me, Pastor, come, yam cha. You know yam cha, right? Have a drink, Sure, okay, we'll go. Over here, if my people really, they are able to come for the services, I'm so grateful to God. Puji Tuhan. Give time. I know it's expensive, but give time. All right? Give time to people's life. Be a good listener. Be a good listener. I'm talking that to myself too. Sometimes I can be, I will tell my husband, I say, hey, just now I asked you to, you said, see, you never listen. He's not here, I can talk about him. Okay. So, the same goes for me. Sometimes my children can say, we told you already. Oh, yes, not listening. We are there in body, but the spirit is somewhere else. Be a good listener. You want to have genuine interest in someone, you need to take time to listen. All right? Listen to the person. You want others to listen to you talk? We do it first. You want people to think about your needs? We do it first. All right? Whatever it is, you want people to show love to you by, the things they do for you. Then we do first. We set the pace for others to follow. We want people to love you and forgive you when you do wrong. Let's do the same. All right? Let's do the same. We start doing first. So, treat others the way you want to be treated. And the last point is talk to people. Yes. Talk to people. I'm very impressed by your church. I know you all stay back after the service and you have makan together. But sometimes we makan together, but we talk only with our friends. Got or not? Only this church don't, You all talk to everyone, Oh, you say, very good, very good. Keep doing that, brothers and sisters. But our church, they always talk to, they will go to their own friends only. So I have to tell them, hey, look at the other lady there, the sister there. Come on, I will get the young people. If it's a young visitor, is a young person, I will say, come on, must kick them a bit. And then they will go. Let's reach out, talk to people. All right? So, it's because I talk to people, then I begin to understand what they are going through. And I know. And there was this recently, I talked to just one of my the sisters during, I think it was cell time. We have cell groups. You all have too, I believe. Yeah. And so I was just chatting out with her, and she just shared with me and said that, there's this Myanmar pastor. Is there any Myanmar people over here? No? Okay. So we have Myanmar children in our church. We minister to them because they are very near to our church in Amanpuri. Actually, we are in Bandar Seri Damansara. All right? It's after this is the Puchong toll, and then the other end is the Damansara toll. It's after the toll, just only about 500 kilometers on the left-hand side, you just turn in, and that's Bandar Sri Damansara. And Amanpuri is quite near, and so we have Myanmar children. We have a Myanmar pastor also coming to help us in the kids' church, minister to them, but speak English because they want to learn English. And so coming back to here, so she was sharing about this Myanmar pastor, not the one who ministered in our church, another Myanmar pastor, who just got his wallet and his handphone snatched. And not only that, inside the wallet was 500 ringgit for an operation for one church member. So when I heard that, my heart broke. And I began to think of ways. I didn't tell her anything, You see, if I didn't talk to her, I wouldn't know. Talk to people. So because of her, I knew. And I'll continue the story later on. Okay. I just want to know, all of you know each other by name? Will you say that? Everyone? Okay. We'll ask somebody here. I know she want to miss. Okay. Ask this brother here. Brother, why is that nice Indian brother over there in black T-shirt? Do you know his name? Not really, Okay. But you know him. Very good. At least you know him. You know that he attends this church, right? Don't worry. I hope I'm not embarrassing you or anyone. But this is in our church too. And that's why I say we need to learn to get to know people. Let's reach out to one another. Afterwards, we can do it. Or no, right now, that's what I like to do things different. Just like you say, you want to do things different. This morning, we just want to just focus, right? Okay. Stand up, everyone. Talk to someone you don't really know the name. Find out what the person does. That's all I want. After someone asks you all. Okay, everybody up. I give you just a few minutes. Find out name and what the person does.
Thanks so much, Mister. Kumar was that? Kumar.
What do you do?
I'm a student, sir. Yeah.
You stay around?
No, I'm staying in Klang, actually.
Klang,
Yeah, Klang.
Good of you. Travel here.
Yeah. Every time I go, I'm studying in Inti, in Subang Jaya.
Subang Jaya, Inti.
Kumar.
Nice meeting you.
Thanks, Mister. Thanks.
Okay? Same here. Thank you. Thank you so much. It's just wonderful. You're also obedient. I commend you for that. Okay, yeah. Wonderful. Brother, thank you going all the way the side. Brother, what's your name, please? Joseph. I saw you talking to our nice Indian brother there. Can you tell me now his name? Kesavan, what does he do? Oh, it's okay. All right, finance, you're in finance. Wow, thank you. And of course, I got to know Kumar. He come all the way from Klang, Salute. He's a student from Inti College, Subang, right? Okay. So, just only basic, very basic. But at least we know something about each other. All right? Let's start one step at a time. Okay? Don't have to be so far out. Just one step at a time. All right? So, why must we do like that? Why do you think that we should have genuine interest in people, talk to people and all that, and that show love? The next slide, you can have that. This verse, I love this verse. John chapter 13, 34, 35. Everyone will know that you are my disciples if you have love one for another. What is love if we just talk, if we keep to ourselves? Right? Is that love if we just only love the people that are our friends? I mean, that's normal, right? But love is when people you don't really know and you reach out. That's love. Okay? That's really love. Huh? Now, I'm not saying don't love the people around you. Continue to do that. But do more. One level higher. Huh, Nisha, right? One level higher. Okay? Number 2. Did someone just say amen? The little girl? Say amen from there. All right, number 2. Treat others the way Jesus treats us. John 15:12. Yep. My commandment is this, to love one another just as I have loved you. If just now was the golden rule, this is the platinum rule. One step higher, right? Platinum is more expensive. This is the platinum rule. Ephesians 5:1. Therefore, be imitators of God as dearly loved children, and live in love, just as Christ also loved us and gave himself for us. This is a key word. And gave himself for us, a sacrificial and fragrant offering for God. See, when we say we love, we need to give. Our time, our effort, finances. Like the brother talk about giving. Brother, what's your name? Stephen. My husband is Stephen. But I think it's the same spelling. Stephen is good. At least I meet, for the first time in my life, someone called Stephen. And with the spelling that fits it. My husband is Stephen. He calls himself Stephen, but actually it's the same spelling, Stephen. Oh, wow, Stefan. Okay, Stefan. Okay. All right, something new some more. Okay. Thank you for that, for talking about giving. All right, when we love, we give. So, we give our love. And one of the things I feel is needed so much is the way that Jesus loved, is that Jesus was not easily offended. Do you know many people leave the church because of offense? Most of the time, right? Most of the time. It's not so much as other things, no. It's mainly they take offense. And it's very sad. It happens in our church too. In every church. But Jesus was not easily offended when the soldiers mocked him. When he was dying on the cross for all of us, for the soldiers, for everyone, he was not easily offended. He didn't say enough is enough. Or Chinese say mlo. Indian say what? Enough. How do you say enough? Is there a word for it? Enough of this. Can a brother can help me? How to say? Oh, don't now say. Don't speak Tamil. Huh? Pardon? Poju. Podu. Podum. Podum. I'm going to po. Podum. Okay? Nigerian girl. No, oh, sorry. I didn't ask yet. Where are you from? Sorry? Tanzania. So how do you say enough? Huh?
Imetosha.
That's what you say, lah. I don't want to have another meaning after if I say, okay. So that's what it means. But thank God Jesus didn't say that. He didn't throw in the towel. Due to our behavior, our attitude, he was not easily offended. And I thank God recently, one of my youth, I'm in charge of the youth too. And he was sharing in the cell group saying that, one of his classmates WhatsApp him and was very demanding that he finish that project within such a time and all that, even though it's still early. It's not required time yet. And in the beginning, he also answered in the text. He already typed out everything already and wanted to send it. But the Holy Spirit spoke to him. And I thank God he followed the voice of the Holy Spirit. And he did not send. And I really commended him for that. He's one of my youth leaders. And he said after that, I felt so good that I obeyed the Holy Spirit. Don't be easily offended. Especially when you expected appreciation and people don't appreciate you. Wow, you play almost, sometimes some of them play, they serve every week. No appreciation. No appreciation, never mind. But got criticism some more. God. Sometimes, God, Don't say, so when they tell you like that, if they criticize, don't say, bodum. Enough. Okay? And whatever he said just now. Don't, okay? All right? Let's continue. Because we are doing for the Lord. Correct or not? We are doing for God. Our reward is in heaven. Yep. And Jesus gives his best. When he gave himself the best. So, give your time. Families, husband and wife, give your time to your spouse. Don't be always on your gadget. I know last time I was newspaper. Now it's gadget. Myself included, okay? I love to play word-based. Anyone here play word-based? I'm a word-based freak. Okay, anything to do with words. Anyway, give our best to each other. That's why I say you don't need flowers actually. For those who need it, please do. I'm speaking for myself only. And one of my members recently, he put on Facebook, my wife say, no need to give flowers, so I give myself. So I tease him, But it's true. It's true. It's the best gift is yourself. But that doesn't mean, don't put just because give yourself mean you're a stingy boker. Don't want to spend money, so I give myself. All right? Okay? When you love someone, it also costs you something. All right? But for me, flowers, they are here, then tomorrow gone. I prefer he buy me something I can eat. Or yes, but okay, I enjoy myself. Not rather than see. Okay. Thank you, brother. So I prefer something to eat. I mean something nicer lah. Whereas the other time you won't have the heart to buy lah, because expensive right? Like Roy's chocolate, very expensive So something special, or something that I can use lah. All right. So I tell my husband he knows already, okay. But you all must know what your spouse like lah. Don't say Pastor Helen say no need for don't After I kena pull you. Okay. Just give your best. That's what we are saying. And recently also one of my youth, I really thank God. God is doing a work in them. I encourage them to go for YES. YES is a youth enrichment school in the Bible College of Malaysia. It's open to everyone. Every year only once. For those, especially after Form 5 or Form 6, they are waiting for results. So it's a 2-week Bible course for youth. All is teaching them, how to reach out to youth and everything, and a character all. So this boy, he was not really into God, I must say. I had to really, encourage him. I will say to the extent, you can use the word violently. I encourage him violently, buck him, go lah, and the mother too was very supportive. I tell you, after that 2 weeks, he was completely changed. I mean, there are some people who went and they are still like more or less the same, just a bit better. But he was 180 degrees. He said that when his father asked him to do, Aaron's father is not a believer, and he don't have a good relationship with his father. And he would do it reluctantly, and he will show. But after the Lord changed him after the course he went for, he said, God dealt with him. And this time, he said, I do my best. I do with all my heart. Wow. Any parent that hears that, will be so overjoyed. And so, let us give our best. Don't be irritated if you are a young person here. Don't be easily irritated with your parents. They forget easily, like myself. When I tell my children, hey, I go and do, Mom, you told me this one is the third time. I think, sorry, okay. Sometimes we forget, all right? And then the last one is, Jesus suffered inconvenience. Was it convenient for him to hang on the cross? Was it convenient to walk miles to minister to people to different towns? Remember, no cars during that time. He suffered inconveniences. He made sacrifices, definitely. And then sometimes we all, raining. I think better don't go church, you see, raining. So hot. Cannot. Wow, too hot to go. So far, so difficult, so expensive. Yeah, now sometimes the way we serve, wow, thank God this brother is different. Even the sunburst guitar he offered to God, wow, expensive. But thank God, he offered to the Lord. Yes, offer your time, expensive time, offer to the Lord. Can you imagine if God treat us the same way also? See, again asking me for things. How many times supposed to hear this fella? Again in trouble, see? Because never listen. If he just were to obey the word, then no trouble. Again. I thank God, God is not like that. At all times, he's so merciful. When we come back to God and say, God, sorry, please help me. Like the prodigal son with the father, with open arms. God welcome us. Let's do the same. Let's treat others the way Jesus would treat them. All right? And I end this point with this story of Kenji Goto. I'm sure all of you read about this, right? Yeah, came out in the news, came out in the Facebook, everything. They are on. And Kenji Goto had gone to Syria, right? The one on the left, late last year to try to save the other Japanese hostage, Haruna Yukawa, who is 42 years old. But sad to say, he too died. He thought he could help. He wanted to help. But he gave his life. I heard that he's a Christian, and he's a wonderful testimony. He gave. And I like what he said. He said, no matter what happens to me, I will always love the people of Syria. When he said this, looking straight at the camera calmly. That's what he said. I was so touched when I read about his life. These are the people who can change the world. So we love first. We need to be humble, and we make the first move. In other words, we give up our rights. Right? We give up our ways. I was just talking to one of my members. In fact, last night and early this morning also, she was WhatsApping me about her husband who was like taking advantage of her and everything. And I say, let us put aside our rights. Let's just walk the second mile. That your husband will be touched because he's not a believer. And you cannot expect too much. Right? So I say, walk the second mile. So let us be humble. Make the first move. Our rights, our wants, whatever, our ways. This is the way I want things to be done. No. Let us have God's way. All right? God's way is we can always strike a compromise. And if really cannot, then let's give way. It's okay. If it's not a doctrinal thing. All right? Number 3, Treat others with treats. Treat others with treats. This is found in 1 John 3:17, which is just a verse before my text. Suppose someone has enough to live and sees a brother or sister in need. That means you have more than enough, all right? But does not help. Then God's love is not living in that person. Coming back to just now that story about the Myanmar pastor. Now, not all of us could afford just $500. Just take out $500 and just give. But we can connect them to people who can give. We can find ways to help them. And that was what I did. I connected to someone who was able to help him. And he had 530 ringgit in his wallet. And to cut the long story short, 530 was given to him. And I tell you, you cannot imagine the joy I felt when I heard his voice on the phone. When he got the money, he called me. Thank you, I've been praying so long, he said. You know, it happened about 2 weeks ago, something like that. Only I got to know it much later, see. So he said, thank you. I know what it means because I was a small-time pastor. I mean, pioneering work, and we don't have much. And I know this church, you all bless your pastor, you all pay your pastor well. And I thank God for that. But when a small-time pastor, not that they don't want to, we just couldn't. The church couldn't afford, you know. And so I understand, especially Myanmar pastors some more, you know. So the joy that he felt was the kind of joy I myself felt when suddenly in the mail, wow, no anonymous, a check for a few hundred ringgit. Wow, I tell you, it's fantastic. So let us look around, meet needs. It doesn't, as I say, it doesn't mean that it must be money. Sometimes it can be just lending a hand, a helping hand, helpful, right? Now you'll say helpful, that's right. So, I have this, and also someone also, one of my youth also wanted to go youth camp. We always have youth camp around March, the holidays. And so she couldn't afford, and I also connected with someone who could. So just connect, all right, when you cannot. You will be rewarded, firstly. Secondly, do it especially to the household of faith. See in Galatians 6:9, I think I have it, right? Yep. Can we everybody read Galatians 6:9? 1, 2, go. All right, let's do good. Let's take opportunity. Let's look for opportunity. When you look for it, you will see. But if sometimes your eyes can be open, but actually inside is closed, you know. So even there's a need, so you can't see. Look for it, you definitely will see, and you will be rewarded. Isn't it wonderful? We do good, and we will be rewarded. I know of one sister last time back in Ipoh Church. She used to be very wealthy, but the family went bankrupt. But before that, she was a giver, wonderful giver, and I was one of the recipients of her love. And I tell you, remember what we sow, we will reap. Because she was a giver, those whom she gave to, the people all, they bless her back. So you will never outgive God. God will always give you back, either on part or more. Never short, definitely. So give is okay. Be encouraged to give. And I was one of them. When I heard about what happened, I'm one of those who quickly give. Don't have to wait for her to ask. We just give. Yes, we may not have that much, but when I give, I know God just blessed me back. You know. So I thank God recently she said, hey, when I went back for Chinese New Year, I wanted to bless her again for the New Year. That's what I've been doing for the last few years. Then also Christmas, and then in the middle, whatever, just send. So she said, I want to bless her. She said, I'm okay now. Praise God. Thank God. So I said, okay, then I just give you for your birthday then, So no need to give for New Year, I have. So I was so thankful to hear that. So look for a need to meet. How about once a month, if not every week, but at least once a month? Then you'll be touching 12 lives. And it's not just 12 actually. What about the extended families? They will be touched too. That's what I challenge my people. Look out, at least maybe once a month. Look out for somebody to help meet a need. Lastly, treat others with love by faith. Ephesians 3:17. I pray that Christ will live in your hearts by faith, and that your life will be strong in love and be built on love. To help someone, it takes faith, The Levites and the priests, they had no faith. That's why they just missed the other guy. What's why? Oh, you're rushing for time. Oh, you're a lot of work. Very inconvenient. It takes faith to give time. Because your things may be held up because of you helping the person. It takes faith. But God will give you the faith when you desire it. Serve by faith. Now this, I'm not like, I think about, you must be thankful for your pastor, Stella. They are preaching now. She's every other week, right? I only preach once in 2 months. But the Lord challenged me recently to preach once a month now. So I enjoy preaching, but it's the preparation that really takes a toll on me. I'm a perfectionist. Everything must be, wow, must like that. Don't know which one, so many. Wow, this one is better, which is better, the kind of thing. And I want that perfect word, But I've learned to just do it by faith. To give my time. It's okay. Lord, I believe. And when I'm preparing the message, yes, the devil will come. And I can tell you, without fail, he will prove himself to be very faithful. Faithful to his task. And he will come and disturb me and say, this kind of subject you want to preach. People don't like one. They hate this kind of messages. And it will just discourage me. But I thank God. God always proves himself that he never fails. And God is also always faithful, but in a wonderful way. And he always encouraged me, and he gave me the word, because he knows I'm not the kind of message only come only on Saturday night. Wah, tak boleh. I'll panic. So he will give me the word on roughly on Thursday, so that I can start preparing. And that's what happens. Every time I've seen God, without fail, will help me. So when you want to serve God, yes, it's scary to serve God sometimes. Because it's not something that you can plan or with your talents, Because sometimes it's the Spirit of God that will lead you, right? You need the Spirit of God to do what he wants, and not so much as, this is the way I do in the world. No. It must be led by the Spirit in order to achieve the things of the Spirit. And so it's very scary. But I tell you, when you put your trust in God, by faith, just step out and do. I believe that some of you're just needing some encouragement to step out in faith to serve. I encourage you, step out. One level higher. Go one level higher. Serve by faith. I want to tell you this story about this. See, I don't know whether some of you may have heard this story. You can let me know. But if you know, keep quiet, okay? Until I finish. This is the following challenge. All right? You are driving along in your car on a wild, stormy night. You pass by a bus stop, and you see 3 people waiting for the bus. Anyone heard the story so far? No? Okay. There is an older woman who looks as if she's about to die. And then also you see an old friend at the bus stop. You pass by in your car. You see an older woman, looks as if she's very sickly and about to die. An old friend who once saved your life, another person. Second person, okay? Then the third one is, wow. If you are a guy, then the perfect woman. You met the perfect woman. If it's your woman, then the perfect man, okay? And you've been dreaming all your life about, okay? And you wish to definitely invite this person into your car. It's a stormy night after all. Which one would you choose to offer a ride, knowing that there could only be one passenger because it's a sports car? One only. I know you're thinking, can all three, but sorry. Okay? So your thing. Who say who's the woman? Give a ride to the woman. The old lady, the old woman. Okay, thank God for some compassionate souls here. It's okay. We just pretend. It's okay. Yeah. Remember? Let's love them. Okay. Who say the old friend? The old friend that you once, who saved your life. Okay, we have a faithful friend there who once saved your life, And then lastly, the perfect man or the perfect woman. Now you know who are those who are singles. Okay, all right. Okay. It's okay. It's okay to be honest. Remember? They asked for an honest church. Very good, very good. Tapet. Okay. Okay, let me take a drink first. Now, this is one of the most, moral, ethical dilemma, right? Knowing that we only can have one passenger. Actually, this has been often used as a job application. I don't know if you heard about this or not. So this person like that. So it was given these choices. You can pick up the older woman because she's going to die, and you should save her first, right? The first one. Or number two, you could take up your old friend who once saved your life. And this is a perfect chance, payback time, right? However, you will never see the perfect man or the perfect woman of your life again. Your dream lover. How? This candidate was hired out of 200 applicants. When he gave this answer, he had no problem coming up with this answer. And I love it. He simply said, I would give the car keys to my best friend and let him take the old woman to the hospital. Wow, you get it? We say, very good, you. Then I will stay behind and wait for the bus with the woman of my dreams. Wow. Ooh. Fantastic, Wow, I think you are a very good, You are a person who can solve problems very well, Okay, man. I like you, man. So, what he's saying is this. When you truly want to help someone, God will give you ideas. You can think outside the box. Sometimes our this natural mind will say, "Hiya, cannot lah." I like what my sister, she's also a pastor, she say, "Don't tell me cannot. Tell me how you can." And I say the same for all of us. If you really want to, God will give you ideas. He will give you strategies. You never know. Just step out first. What God wants actually to see whether you're willing or not. And that's what happens to us. There's the family, a missionary with 6 children. So plus them, it's 8. You need a van to take them. And then in the middle of the night, their flight. So we brought them, we went to fetch them when they came. But after that, they stayed in another house and it was further away from us. But he had no way, don't know how to go because such a large family, it will cost a lot. And then middle of the night. So we say, yes, we can take you, no problem. And I thank God that we said yes, because you see, if the person is thinking you worry, But when we say yes to them, they don't have to worry. But after that, the people who they're staying with, they manage to get an MPV. See, and nearer their home and easier, right? No need for us to go all the way. So, you see, our part is just to relieve them at that time, those few days, so that they don't have to worry. We said yes to them already. And many times was like that. God would just want to know whether we are willing to help. So, our part is, as I said, just to reach out and help. Have faith. Have faith in each other. As I say, treat others how you want them to treat you. Treat others the way God will treat us. Treat others with truth. And last one, treat others with faith. Even as parents to your children and husband and wife, have faith in each other. I know sometimes we can get so upset and we forget we're not able to treat each other with love. That's why I say if you follow these points, it will be the best Valentine gift. There are times I can tell you that I have conflicts with my husband too. And recently it happened. I asked him to do, okay, thank you so much, thank you, yeah. Wow, land flowing with milk and honey, with wonderful water, okay. And when I asked him to do something, he said he was upset with me, and he said no and all that. I was upset when he said no. Then after that, I began to just quiet down and allow the Holy Spirit to speak to me. Why he say no to me? And the Lord just gave me this answer. Ask him, is it because he really do not want to do it? Or is it because of the way I asked him? And so that's what I did. I say, okay, I just want to know, I said, is it the way I talk to you, or is it because you really didn't want to do it? And he said, it was my tone of voice. You see? And then straight away, my natural man will say, my tone of voice, I thought I was being very nice already. That means my very nice is not nice enough. Very simple. No need to argue. Before I will argue, hello, I'm very nice already, okay? So I just say, all right, then I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Because it's the way he sees. I must enter into his feelings, not from my side, from his viewpoint. So when he said that, I straight away apologized. And then I talked to God, I say that, in other words, I said, God, please give me the grace. There is the other side of me who want to just fight back. How can you say not nice enough? But I say that I must humble myself and then learn to speak nicer, that's all. And if all of us can do that, even with our children. Before my sickness, remember last time my message? I talked about my sickness, hyperthyroid. Yeah, I used to shout also at my children. Because especially upstairs, very, tell them to do, still didn't do, no. Then, and very lazy to go up all the way, no. Hi, come down, no, that kind of thing. So, after my sickness, no more shouting. Yeah. Just learn to by faith, I treat them with love. If Jesus can treat us with love by faith, he had to have faith when he died on the cross, He had to have faith that we will receive him. Can you imagine that he died on the cross and all of us are still rascals and refuse him? Can you imagine? Did we behave so well that he think that we will definitely sure accept him? No. We were people there who mock him, who scourge him. But God had faith in us. Let us have faith in your husband, your wife, your children, your parents. That's what I tell myself too. I have faith in my children, and so I just encourage them. I told my son recently, my youngest one, I say, this is the two responsibilities I need you to really take care. Because all this time I've been always having to remind or I do it. Because he tend to forget. So I want you to learn. And I told him, okay, how do you want to learn? You want me to completely just leave it to you? Or you need me to remind you before I go to sleep, taking out the rubbish the night before, because he's not an early bird. So the next morning, when the rubbish man comes, he's still not awake yet. So he had to take it in the night. Then he said, okay, no need, I will do. I said, okay, and true enough, usually I have to remind him. And going to church, he will go to church late, even when he's on duty. Yeah, sad to say. But that is his weakness. But he is one person, he don't mind serving every week even. That's his strength. He's one person, he will serve even every week. If there's no musician, he will serve every week. But his weakness is he will be late. And you take, hey, get up. But recently, I don't even have to call him. Instead, he called me, he said, Mom, hey, quick, I have to go already. Oh, okay. The other way around. What a joy as a parent. It was some years already I've been teaching him, but to no avail. But thank God, you see, rather than 10,000 words or 1,000 words for me, God just put into his spirit, that's it. My part is just to encourage and to hand him to God. Hand your spouses, hand your relatives, your children, your parents, whatever, hand it to God. Your bosses, whatever, your colleagues, whatever you're facing, hand them to God by faith, all right? Don't get upset. Let God change. God did not shout at the disciples. Jesus did not shout at the disciples when he was at the beach and they were fishing, remember? He did not say, Peter, you come here, you. You know, you denied me. You, oh, hit yourself. What kind of a disciple? No. He did not say that. I thank God. Yes, some others we can say to me, there are times that people say, what kind of pastor and whatever, you know. Some people, they are just very judgmental. But I thank God, God never said that to me. What kind of pastor? He's always so forgiving even when I fail. And I also thank God for members who are forgiving. Let's do that. Let's, by faith, all right, love your pastors, love each other, and just guide them to a decision. If it's your children, guide them to a decision. If you shout at them, I can tell you no point. Because why? The moment you're not around, that's it. They go back to square one. But if you encourage them and guide them to make that decision, that's what you want. Even you are not around, they will still do it. That's it, right? So, let us not walk by feeling. Let's treat others with love by faith, not hypocritical. Some people say, oh, I'm being hypocrite then. I don't even love this person. Let me end by telling you this last story. Some of you may have heard of Bill Bright from Campus Crusade for Christ. He's the one who started Campus Crusade for Christ. All right. And he tells the story of two gifted attorneys who had professional hatred for each other. They do it very professionally in a sense. They don't fight with fists, okay? Even though they were distinguished members of the same firm, they were constantly criticizing and making life miserable for each other. This is a true story. But one of them received Christ through Campus Crusade for Christ. And some months later, he came to Bill Bright and asked for counseling. He said, I've hated and criticized my partner for years. And he also the same thing, as antagonistic with me. All right? But now I'm a Christian. The Holy Spirit is doing something. And you feel bad. I don't feel right, he said, about continuing our warfare. So what shall I do, he asked Bill Bright. Then Bill Bright said this, why not ask your partner to forgive you and tell him that you love him? Forgive okay lah, maybe lah. Then I love him, remember? You don't kacau me, I don't kacau you, right? Huh? But Christian one, make the first move. So he said, I could never do that. That would be hypocritical. That's what the devil will tell you. Don't be a hypocrite. You don't really love one. Come on, be honest. It's the wrong way to be honest. Wrong time. All right? It's not that we are not honest, but we learn to have faith that God will help us to show love. That's God's way. Okay? So, he said, God commanded us in the word, he said, to love even our enemies. And this is the agape, the unconditional love of God. It's an expression of our will, and we exercise it by faith. It's not being a hypocrite. That was the deception of the devil. And I tell you, not only this guy, it happened in my church too, in Ipoh at the time. There was this lady, very garangan. She will shout at people and scold people when she don't like something. So when I talk to her, she say, I don't like to be a hypocrite. I just tell people. I say, that is not being a hypocrite. It's not being a hypocrite. That is called no self-control, I say. When we have love, we learn to have self-control. You may not like it, but tell nicely, I say. It's not to say that we condone the ways of others, but we tell them in a godly manner, which is very different, I say. Right? So, let us not be deceived by the enemy. And so I'd like to continue. And because of this, he said, okay, I'll do it. And they knelt down to pray together, pray for this person, and to ask God for forgiveness over him also, for having this kind of a warfare, and criticizing his attitude, his bad attitude towards the law partner. And claim God's love by faith. So he said, early the next morning, he went into the office the next day, and he told this partner of his, he said, something wonderful happened to me. I have now become a Christian. And I want to ask you for forgiveness. Whatever I've done to hurt you in the past, and I want to tell you that I love you. Well, imagine if you are the other friend. Peng san. Will faint. But no, his partner, yes, was so surprised and convicted. That's what the Bible says. You pour hot charcoal when you show love to your enemies, you do good to them, you're pouring hot charcoal, and they cannot take it in that sense, in a good way. He was convicted of his own sin, and he responded to this friend's attitude, confession to him by saying, please forgive me too. And not only that, he said, I would also like to be a Christian. Actually, it's no fun, living a life of hatred and anger. It's no fun at all. And he can see that the friend, there's a change in him by the countenance. And it's because when we learn to just walk by faith. So for this day, I'd like to just end here. Let's close in prayer. All right? Let's remember these 4 points that we have shared this morning. Let us be a good Valentine gift for our family, our loved ones, by doing the 4 things. That is to treat each other the way you want them to treat you, to treat the other person the way God treat us, treat them with treats, help meet a need, and lastly, treat them with love by faith. All right? Are you closing with a song? Okay? Yeah, so let's stand to our feet and maybe we sing this song.